24 minutes after 7, we've learned the company that advised the troubled Dallas Police and Fire Pension Fund on real estate investments settled with the fund for $800,000. CDK Real Estate Advisors denied it was involved in the worst of the investments, and there were plenty. That'll make just a small dent in the problems faced by the Police and Fire Pension Fund. State legislature may toss a lifeline to the fund to save it from going belly up. A key player in that, State Representative Dan Flynn of Van. He joins us live from Austin, which we appreciate. You've been pretty blunt about the failures on a lot of levels that allowed this crisis to get so bad and so close to the brink.
Well, it's been a challenge for a number of years, and I think that there's plenty of blame to go around to everyone, and that's what we've been trying to say. Let's forget about pointing a finger. Let's correct the issue.
So beneficiaries are going to see their benefits cut, smaller checks for them. The city and current employees are going to pay in more money into the retirement fund. So if this makes everybody a little bit unhappy, is that what you call in the world of politics a good deal?
Well, it's going to be shared sacrifice, no question about that. And our goal is threefold. We want to restore the actuarial soundness of the plan, and we want to be sure that the retirees have their money that are coming into them, and the new hires need to know that they're going to have an adequate retirement when they're ready to retire.
There was a key issue that confuses me a little bit. I know you can explain it in 25 words or less. Clawback. Some people wanted it, some people did not. What is it, and what would it have meant, and is it going to happen?
Well, the clawback is there. Now, when you mention the word clawback, there's probably about 25 definitions of what clawback means, and everybody, depending on where they are and what part of the side they're on, it means something different. But it's a supplement, is what it really was. So many of the firemen and the police officers, they don't pay into Social Security, and this was an opportunity for them to be able to have a supplement for retirement.
A little something extra. City now talking about taking a slice of money out of the DART, Dallas Area Rapid Transit sales tax, and putting that into balance the fund, which probably, from the taxpayer's standpoint, property owners is going to be a good deal because it won't mean higher property taxes.
Right, and that's never been part of what we wanted to see happen. We don't want to have an increase of property tax, and there's been a lot of suggestions that we try to get the city to float a pension bond or increase the sales tax, and those really weren't options because when we did surveys, we found out that probably over 80% of the people in the area were very opposed to that idea, and yet, it had an issue that we have to correct, and that's been our plan, and we're pleased to be working with the pension board and with the city, and we're really encouraged. We really are. We feel like that, it's kind of a long time getting there, and it's one of those issues where initially a lot of finger pointing, and I think when everybody realized the seriousness of where we were, everyone wanted to work together to be sure. And we've kind of worked with them as maybe a mediator, but on the other hand, it is their plans, and we've put them together, and we're looking forward to having a bill come out of a legislative council within the next few days.
Good, which we really appreciate you working on that, and hopefully making everybody, as we said, a little bit unhappy, which is a healthy thing. Thanks so much for joining us.
You bet, and it's been great to have, because I have great staff. David Arnakis has worked with us there, and we had a similar problem down in Houston, but Kelly Lindsay has handled that, and we're excited about being able to take care of this, and hopefully the people and the citizens of Dallas will feel comfortable, and the firemen and the police officers will know that they are going to have a pension to work on.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.